Live here from Holy Spirit High School, Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan for our finale of the 2020 Seagull Classic between the Holy Spirit Spartans, the host school, and of course the Pleasantville Greyhounds. Big-time Cape Atlantic League rivalry on display here tonight.
This is sort of a Ferrari versus a Ford pickup. One school, Pleasantville, likes to get up and down the floor. Holy Spirit, look for them to kind of try to grind it out if they can.
Joe Glenn and Elijah Jones at the center for the opening tip. And the opening tip sent way back, won by the Greyhounds wearing the all-black unis tonight, the Ville unis.
Oh, I love these uniforms.
Nice.
My favorite Cape Atlantic League uniform.
The old school all-black Pleasantville uniforms, gotta love them.
Holy Spirit without one of their best playmakers, Christian Kalinowski, for a couple weeks. So both Rovillards in there now in the starting lineup.
Yeah, we've seen Kalinowski on the bench on crutches with a boot. Scramble for the ball here down in the paint. Who's got it loose, and Spirit had a shot at it. But last touch
Something
by
to watch out for here,
bounce.
Nick, is freshman point guard Jameer Smith from Holy Spirit. Young kid out there, but he doesn't seem intimidated by any of these games he's been played in so far.
Yeah, he was in that.
Very good ball handler.
He was in that scramble for the ball just now. Here's Elijah Jones, best player on the floor for Pleasantville.
He's really come into his own this year, playing with a lot of confidence. Really understands that he's got to be the man for this team.
This is McLaughlin in the corner for Jones, dribbling out. Got it back out to Muhammad. Muhammad in the corner now for McLaughlin. Cross-court pass, got Jones. Covered by Jack Sella. Jones driving, spin move, still going, hop step. That ball will go out of bounds. Last touched by...
Keep an eye on number 15, Nick. McLaughlin, he can really shoot the three. If he gets hot, he can knock down 5, 6, 7 of them.
It's Rosado to inbound it. Got it back out to Jones, right wing. Three, off the mark. And the rebound there from Rolvard. Rolvard starting for the injured Christian Kalinowski. Here's Jameer Smith. 1:15 gone, no score. Rolvard, ball went off his foot. And that'll be actually off the foot of, looks like, of Rosado.
Both Rovillard twins really going to have to step up here tonight. They're going to be asked to play more minutes than they're used to.
Here's Smith.
Freshman versus senior here.
Smith not backing down. He's got Jack Sella. Underneath, Joe Glenn. Lay in for two. Big Joe Glenn.
Jack Sella is one of my favorite kids to cover in the Cal. He's just so smart, such a heady player. Knows where to go with the ball. Really active on defense.
There's Henry Rolvar trying to get on defense on Jones. He'll grow in for the lay-in. Could not get it. That's Jack Rolvar with the rebound. Coming back the other way. Underneath and crashing into the wall goes Big Joe Glenn. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will stay Spirit ball.
Be a big test for Joe Glenn tonight. Elijah Jones is a very tough matchup for him. But Joe's been playing a lot more confident this year and has really worked on his big man moves in the offseason.
Sella, the Rolvar steps, long range two from the left wing, no good. The rebound gathered by Glenn, puts it up, and Jones is on the defense, and he'll grab the ball up the floor now for Pleasantville. Here's McLaughlin going on in. He is fouled on the way up.
Fancy with that Euro step. A lot of these guys in this high school game today they're learning that can be an effective tool to get to the rim.
These high school kids are no longer just go underneath and lay it up. They're getting fancy now.
No, the old school Hoosier layup is a thing of the past.
So Marquise McLaughlin will shoot two. First foul of the game on Jack Sella. That's the first Spirit foul as McLaughlin.
This kid has such a nice touch with his shot, lefty shot. He's going to really be a kid to watch in the Cape Atlantic League as the schedule heats up the next couple of weeks.
McLaughlin now for his second. Could not get the roll, and the rebound there by the Rolvar twins. We'll give it to them both. How about that? they both assisted each other on that one. Here's Smith, lost his footing, and now we have a whistle on the floor. And we get a foul on Pleasantville. Trying to get it on McLaughlin. That's already his second foul of the game, and we're barely 2 minutes into this ball game.
I'm sure the Robillard twins don't mind getting shared credit.
Here's Smith now up the floor for the Spirit. Guarded tightly by Gonzalez. Smith trying to spin around, got over to Sella, just corralled it. Smith driving in, ball tipped, it's loose, picked up by Rovard. Rovard underneath, here's Joe Glenn to the hoop, could not get it to go, no foul either. McLaughlin the other way, ball tipped up in the air, picked up by Jones. Jones double team, trying to split into the paint, puts one up, no foul again as Sella comes away with it. Spirit crowd loving it. Sella, Smith almost lost that one.
If I'm not mistaken, Nick, it's a pajama theme over there with the Spartan faithful.
I should have taken that. I should have gotten that memo. I wore my PJs to this game too. Here's Sella. And a whistle.
Rosado a little too aggressive there with the defense.
That's already the fourth foul on Pleasantville, and we're only 3:02 deep into this first quarter.
A little bit more of a baseball theme, Nick. Alejandro Rosado, outstanding shortstop for Pleasantville. Potential D1 talent in baseball, and really shows a lot of toughness in basketball.
Well, Jack Rovard finds his brother Henry now. He's on the right wing, underneath. Here's Glenn. Glenn lost it, got it back, puts it up. Got it for two. 4-1, Holy Spirit.
Hey, Ray, what's up with your man, Ray?
Joe Glenn came to play today, man. This is a big stage for him. I'm sure he wants to prove himself.
That ball tipped around and corralled, still loose right in front of us, and it's picked up by Spirit. Here's Jones. Smith coming on in. Got it! Oh boy, Jameer Smith puts Spirit up 6-1. He's fired up. Long pass, almost went out of bounds. Here's Baker, newly checked into the game for Pleasantville.
I know it's early, Nick, but this could turn into kind of a statement game for Spirit. They're down one of their best players. Off to a great start here. See if they can keep it up.
Here's Baker. Now Rosado, left wing, underneath. Gonzalez trying to go somewhere. He got a whistle. Try to find Jones. We'll have a foul on Spirit.
Spirit definitely has to be careful with the fouls because they really typically don't go very deep on their bench.
Fouls on Jack Rovard. Jack Rovard gets his first. That's the second Spirit foul. And we got a timeout on the floor with 3:57 remaining here in the first quarter. 6-1, Holy Spirit.
I think Pleasantville just a little bit overhyped right now, kind of getting out of their what they do well in terms of getting out of the break. They're typically not comfortable in a half-court set. They like to get up and down the floor, run, shoot threes. So we'll see if they can find a rhythm here as we get into the second half of the first quarter. Only 1 point so far. That's surprising to me. They definitely want to get some of those shooters some open looks on the outside. See if they can run some different things off the baseline. Try to free up McLaughlin or maybe even Gonzalez for a three here.
Smith will get the inbound. Just had to change the foul on Pleasantville. That's why Smith has it now for the Spartans. Trying to get around a screen. Here's Joe Glenn. In the corner for Rovillard. Rovillard knocked out of bounds, and we have a foul on Pleasantville. It's already the fifth one for the Greyhounds now as Rosado gets hit for his second. Smith thought about a three. Kicks it back out here. Sella driving back into the paint. Off balance two. Oh, not the friendly Spirit bounce.
The bunny.
Rosado ahead for Pleasantville. And Sella pokes it away. Stolen by Glenn.
That's what he gives you, Nick, those hustle plays.
Rovillard to his brother. Jack wants a long two. Oh, the bank is open, to quote Dave O'Sullivan.
The bank is open on Sundays in Absecon.
Coming back the other way for Pleasantville goes Gonzalez. He can't convert. Fight for the ball. Jump ball. And the Spartans will have possession. 10-1.
Look at this, Nick. 10-1 run to start the game.
3:12 to play, first quarter. Sella to inbound. You mentioned Sella before, Dave, how he's so fun to cover. Him and Joe Glenn just make a fun tandem to watch because these guys are just the nitty-gritty type of players that are just going to back you down and they'll give you all the hustle plays you want. It's almost like they're the same player, just that Glenn's about half a foot taller.
Well, Joe Glenn, he started as a freshman and really had to find his way against some tough competition and was a little bit out of his element the first year, but he's really done a lot of work to become a very good player here as a senior.
Here's Baker. Over Rosado. Stolen away by Sella. There he is. Coming back the other way is Jack Sella. Puts one up. Could not get it. And corralled there by Muhammad. Muhammad gets by. Got a whistle. That'll be a quick foul on the Spartans.
I know it's tough to pull that one out when you have, looks like you have a free run to the basket, but might have been the situation, hey, pull it out, set up a possession because you had Jones trailing that place. That was going to be a tough finish either way.
10-1 Holy Spirit with 2:32 to remain.
When you see one guy to beat and an open rim like that,
you're thinking lay up a dunk.
It's hard to put the brakes on. Really impressed with Joe Glenn so far, though. He's kind of taking this game as a way to say, hey, recognize me as well as Elijah Jones.
Muhammad has it. We have a whistle away from the ball as Gonzalez hits the deck. And that's going to be a foul on Spirit. And Jack Sella's second of the ball game. And now he's going to check out. Henry Robillard will come back in. This be Values inbounding it, got tipped away.
Saw his older brother here before the game.
Of course.
He's back in town for the college break. He's up at Holy Family. Outstanding forward for Pleasantville last year. 1,000-point scorer.
Mishi Values, the younger one, of course. See what he can bring to the table for the Greyhounds. You saw Jacob last year at this very showcase. Muhammad driving the hoop and he couldn't get it, but the cleanup there by Jones. And Pleasantville finally answers. They cut the lead 10-3.
Good to see him pop right back up. That could have been a nasty fall. Elijah Stewart of football fame now on the court.
No, we know how good a wide receiver he is. Saw him in the state championship game against at Rutgers. Here's Glenn coming up underneath. Puts one up. No good. Trying to get his own rebound. Couldn't get it. Now Stewart corrals the ball. He'll get it back out, and now Spears going to reset.
Just a sophomore, too, Nick. Really athletic kid.
He was one of our many game MVPs for Holy Spirit in their championship game for football. Glenn lays it in for another two. 12-3, Holy Spirit.
He is really focused today. Like to see that out of him.
And you see Glenn, he's just owning the paint right now. It's almost like you're saying, where's Elijah Jones in those scenarios? On the way, beautiful floater there from Gonzalez. Stewart coming on into the paint. There's a fake from Gillespie. Gillespie gets it back out to Smith.
Overlord trying to do his old man proud here.
Overlord driving in, got the ball poked away. Comes Sanchez back the other way, puts it up. No good. And a foul. Good hustle play there by Pleasantville. With 50 seconds to play here.
Gonzalez is one of those kids. He's just going to give you 100% every game. I mean, this kid lives for basketball. He's one of those kids, maybe tonight, go play the pickup game. I mean, that's how much this kid loves basketball.
Here's Gonzalez to shoot. He'll shoot two. Both teams at 5 fouls. Gonzalez gets the first one to roll. It's now 12-6. Want to make a correction from earlier? Jules Sanchez has been in the game for Pleasantville, not Issa Baker. It's a quick roster
Coach
fix.
Warner over there with the ever-present towel over the shoulder.
Here's Gonzalez for his second on the way, and he got it. Smith, spin move, double team now. Here's Glenn, top of the key, underneath. Gillespie, lost it out of bounds, poked away. Talia's got it.
Nick, I really like what I see out of this Smith kid. Only a freshman, but really understands how to use his body to get the ball up the floor. Recognizes when the double teams are coming. Just a real smart player for 14-year-old kid.
Sanchez driving, crossover. Oh, and he just missed it. The crowd's ready to erupt to our right. Here's Smith coming back the other way. Smith, hop step, kicks it out in the corner for three. Oh, down it goes! Jameel Wilkins.
Another freshman.
Gonzalez spin move, puts one up, no good, and a foul. 15-7 Holy Spirit.
Couple of diaper dandies, as Dick Vitale would say.
Some wild basketball here in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of emotion in this game. Always a big rivalry. Schools are only separated by about 1.5 miles.
Gillespie, the foul for Holy Spirit. So Gonzalez will go to the line and shoot two. Got one. 15-8 now. Henry Rovillard coming back in, and Gillespie checks out.
Football star Ahmad Brown over there in some kind of bathrobe, leading the student section for Holy Spirit.
Can you imagine what he could do on the basketball court, just based on his athleticism? I'm going to have to look again, as I don't see him now. Gonzalez could not get the second one. And now we're going to get a whistle.
Over there in sort of a red and white sort of tablecloth.
Oh, yeah. Yep, now I see it, yep.
And a winter cap.
Little beanie on.
Yeah, you got to love these students getting into it.
10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Spirit on top by 7. Trying to score fast. Rovillard coming on in. Wilkins driving. Dishes over to Glenn. Got it! And that is going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, unless this one goes in. Ooh, most there from Muhammad. Nearly nailed the three-quarter.
Look at Coach Gillespie. Comes all the way out to the paint to give high fives.
Well, they're excited. 17-8 after the first quarter. Holy Spirit on top of Pleasantville.
Getting T-shirts tossed into the crowd. Oh, man, what a fun atmosphere to finish up this tournament.
Got a barn burner. It's also very hot in this gym as it was yesterday, Dave.
A little baby going by. They couldn't make it. Passed out sleeping. Yeah, I talked to Coach Gillespie yesterday during one of the games and, kind of asked him, what's the pregame speech to these guys without Kalinowski? And he said, hey, I'm going to challenge them. We're down probably our best player, and Pleasantville's coming in with all this hype. Let's see what you guys got, and obviously they've responded.
These fans are going nuts. The student section is, at least for the free T-shirt.
It's amazing what a teenager will do for a free T-shirt. So we'll see if Pleasantville can get into more of a running up and down game that they like.
There's Sanchez the inbound. And get it over to Muhammad. Muhammad, ball on the right wing, gets it back over to Sanchez. Look, they're swinging around. Here's Jones. Jones spins, comes on in.
Oh, nice move.
And he got it to go. Elijah Jones making things happen himself. 17-10 now.
Starting to wake up a little bit.
Here's Sella. Coming to his right, gets over to Smith.
Crazy to think about, Nick. As much as Holy Spirit dominated that first quarter, only a 7-point lead.
Pleasantville's answered. Pass by Smith a little too far there for Sella underneath. And a turnover there for the Spartans.
This is going to be a mental challenge more than anything else for Holy Spirit, because as much as you do things well, Pleasantville could score in a hurry and wipe out all that.
Jones puts one up, couldn't get it to go. The rebound there by Stewart. Stewart coming on in fast. Right side, cross-court pass, Rovillard. Out to the other one, back to Stewart. Right corner three, bounces off the mark, and rebound there by Jones. Passes picked off by Stewart. He was on the football field there with that one. And now so the Spartans are going to reset. You hear Coach Gillespie screaming for a timeout across the court, and they finally get one.
Yeah, Spartans got a little bit undisciplined there in the last couple of possessions.
6:49 to play here in the second quarter. Holy Spirit on top, 17-10.
Good call by Gillespie. Settle things down, get them refocused. They're going to have to play disciplined basketball to not allow Pleasantville to make those big runs that they're capable of.
You got guys flying all over the place. You've seen
that's the pace you have to accept if you're going to play a team like Pleasantville.
We saw a big 10-1 run to open up the game from Holy Spirit.
You have to match it with not only that same energy, but also discipline when you get into those half-court sets. Understand that the more time you run off is less possessions for Pleasantville. So we'll see if they can kind of refocus here.
Spartans back with the ball after the timeout. Here's Smith.
Run your sets and don't force shots. It's got to be the theme here.
There's Joe Glenn, left wing. He's back to Smith, almost stolen away. Smith driving, paint, ball batted by Jones. Up for grabs. Smith got it back in the corner. Rovillard for three, off the mark. Glenn trying to get the rebound.
Nice
he does.
rebound.
Puts it back up, and he got it to go. Joe Glenn cleaning up a lot of messes down there underneath. 19-10.
Some lunch pail work right there.
I think he brings his steel lunchbox to work every day. Good drive to the hoop there from Muhammad to convert the lay-in. 19-12.
Such an athletic kid for his size.
Definitely undersized in terms of the height. Smith double team now. Ball poked away. It's loose on the floor. Dive for it. And now Pleasantville's got it, and they call a timeout. Wisely. Beautifully done there by Raheem Muhammad. I'll give Pleasantville a chance to reset things and get
almost
a fresh
almost like a swarm of hornets sometimes when these guys start getting after you.
And we see dog piles in football, but dog piles in basketball are very unique because you don't have pads on. There's a hardwood floor beneath you, and then all of a sudden you just have guys just flying.
Yeah, one of the officials caught, I think, a knee into the thighs.
Well, sometimes these guys in these basketball pileups, they don't even dive for the ball. They're just running in stride. They see a big pileup, and all of a sudden they're diving to avoid the pile. They go leaping over the pile.
You see Smith has started to force a couple of passes here. He's got to be a little bit more disciplined. I know he's a young player and still learning things like that, but sometimes he relies on his talent and needs to just pull it out and kind of reset a little bit.
Here's Muhammad. Left side, coming back into the paint, into the corner for Gonzalez. Gonzalez driving baseline, crossover, step back, still moving. Straight on three on the way. It's going to bounce around. No good there from McLaughlin. Pleasantville got it back somehow. Shot goes up and it's pulled down by Joe Glenn.
I know they didn't get points there, Nick, but a really good job by Pleasantville to get that ball out to McLaughlin. Let him start shooting some threes. Smith
drives, floater, no good. Batted up in the air. Glenn the rebound. Glenn still has it, turns, lost it. Sella picks it up. Jumper. Bouncing, no good. McLaughlin the rebound. Ahead for Gonzalez.
This is what they want.
Gonzalez, coast to coast, got it in.
It's exactly what they want. Easy points on runouts.
19-14 your score, under 5 to play in the first half.
And that can be disheartening for Holy Spirit. You work so hard to get all those rebounds and nothing comes out of it, and you get quick two on the other end.
Sella into the corner. Rovillard driving baseline, puts one up, got it to go. Great move by Henry Rovillard. The drive onto the baseline, the easy two-hand finish. Muhammad now trying to reset things for Pleasantville. Gonzalez calling for help. Dribbles to his left, lay in, beautiful finish.
He says, nobody's going to set a screen for me? All right, I'll just take it myself.
Noel Gonzalez can do it himself. 19-16. Sella just got it away to Smith. Smith in the corner. Rovillard, that's a three. He got it!
That's what they need to do. They got to start knocking down some open shots as Pleasantville starts taking chances on defense.
24-16. In the corners, Gonzalez kicks it back out. Rosado driving, puts one up. No good. Sella the rebound. Sella driving hard into the paint to his left. Layup, no good. Glenn the rebound, he got stripped. McLaughlin the other way. Over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez coming on in. Lay in is good.
Just a veteran move there. Use your body to shield the contact, get the layup.
24-18. 3.5 to play in the half. Jack Rovillard over to Sella. Rovillard driving baseline now. Kicks it back out. Another three ball. No good. Kick back out. It's going to go out of bounds.
Spirit.
Spirit will keep the ball.
The question as we move forward, Nick, here is if you're Holy Spirit, where are your points going to come from, and how do you want to get the ball into the hands of those players? So we'll see what they do here in the last 3 minutes. If they kind of slow it down a little bit, maybe try to get the ball into Glenn to set up something on the outside.
We've seen a lot of Joe Glenn in this ball game. Here's Smith out to Stewart. Gillespie on the right wing. Rovillard now. Over to Stewart. Stewart to Gillespie.
Buying some nice minutes here out of Stewart and Gillespie. The Rovillard boys going to have to find a way to knock down some open shots.
In the corner now is Gillespie. A dribble to his right. Ball nearly tipped. But Stewart corrals it near the Pleasantville bench. Stewart will drive into the paint underneath Glenn. Turns. Gillespie lays one up. No foul. Ball loose. Picked up by Jones. Jones to Gonzalez, coming on in, lays it up, and he got it to go! Pleasantville back within 4.
Jones might have got away with a foul on the other end of the floor.
A steal by Gonzalez, was a 3-ball, almost got it. Just off the mark, Gillespie the rebound, and now the Spartans will safely corral this possession. Here's Stewart. Pleasantville side was ready to explode. Smith up the floor. He'll drive from the free throw line. Bank is open.
All right, young man.
26-20. Jones, I don't think he was ready for that pass. I think he was supposed to go to Gonzalez. But he'll get it back over to Sanchez. Sanchez driving into the paint, takes it himself, and he gets it off the glass and in. 26-22. 1:40 to play.
If he gets more active with the ball on his hands, watch out.
Smith driving, double team, ball up in the air. We got a foul. Pleasantville bench doesn't like it. And then we're going to get the foul on Sanchez.
Nick, you see how difficult it can be to play against a team like Pleasantville because you do so many things well, so many offensive possessions, offensive rebounds, you're getting good looks, and you look up at the scoreboard and you're only up by 4. So that could be a definite mental challenge of how do we get any separation from this team.
That one's no good. Here's Jones, and he lost the ball going out of bounds. And it will stay Pleasantville ball. 1:34 to play in the half. It's 26-22. Holy Spirit on top. Muhammad. Jones spins into the paint, double team. Ball knocked away by Glenn. Out of bounds it goes.
Great defense by Joe Glenn there.
That'll be Pleasantville ball. His last touch by Glenn. But he's been a nuisance on defense now. Jones gets out of the inbound. Kicks it back out to Sanchez. Sanchez got a screen. 3-ball. In and out. Up for grabs. Pleasantville got it back. It was Rosado who put it up. Could not get it to go. Jones trying to grab it. He does. Puts it up. Got it and win! Whoa! Elijah Jones!
What a sequence there.
Never say die attitude. Elijah Jones
might be the
bucket and
spark
one
that Jones needed to really get involved more in this game.
I'll certainly get him going. 1:08 to play in the half. Pleasantville down by 2. Jones now on to convert the 3-point play. Here's Jones, puts it up. Could not get it off the front iron. Smith the rebound, trying to get it out. And Rovillard will take it up the right sideline. Calling for some help. Got a screen. Rovillard driving to the paint, lays it up, blocked away, but there's contact and a whistle.
Jones not happy. He thought he had all ball.
Certainly not a fan of that. It's only Jones' first foul of the ball game. Under a minute to play. And there's Rovillard. Shooting 2. Got it.
No, it's only the first half, but a really important minute here for Holy Spirit. I think they need psychologically to go into halftime with a lead.
Henry Rovillard nailed the first. On for his second. In and out. Jones the rebound. Muhammad comes on in. He'll dish it over to Sanchez. 40 seconds. Miscommunication. Stewart comes right with the steal. Here he comes back the other way. Puts it up. No good. And we have a foul. So beyond Pleasantville.
Got to believe Coach Warner's going to have a few choice words at halftime for his Greyhounds. I don't think he's happy with the way they played here in the first half, but by the same token, they're only down 3 right now.
That one's on Sanchez. It's his second. Stewart misses the first free throw. Holy Spirit almost in the double bonus anyway, too. Stewart. Second free throw on the way. It is good. 28-24. 35 seconds to play in the half. Muhammad up the floor. He'll take it himself into the paint. Puts one up. Got it! And the foul! My goodness. Raheem Muhammad outsized by the entire Holy Spirit defense.
Somehow found a way to get that to go.
I'll try to convert the three-point play here. On the way. Bounces, no good. Rebound Stewart. Stewart lost the ball. Pleasantville ball.
Starting to see a little bit of a swing in momentum here, Nick, towards the Pleasantville Greyhound side.
Very late in the half, too. McLaughlin the inbound. Rosado. Whistle, and it's a foul on Pleasantville.
That was an interesting call. You don't normally see a foul on an offensive player on an inbounds.
Fascinating call there. Rovillard inbound. Rovillard up the floor. Wilkins, right wing. Pleasantville wanted to travel. Rovillard now. Back out to Wilkins. For 3. Got it!
Big time shot from the rookie.
Jameer Wilkins. 31-26. In the corner, McLaughlin for 3. He got it himself at the buzzer. 31-29. Back and forth we go. And we'll head in to the halftime locker room. Holy Spirit's lead down to 2. Spartans lead the Greyhounds 31-29 at the break. An absolute wild first half.
That'll get your juices flowing.
So we'll step
aside. A couple of big threes right at the last 5 seconds.
My goodness. So we'll step aside and take a break. Back in 10 minutes. Holy Spirit 31, Pleasantville 29. It's halftime and the finale of the 2020 Seagull Classic. back here at Holy Spirit High School. Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan for our finale here in the 2020 Seagull Classic between Holy Spirit and Pleasantville. 31-29, Holy Spirit on top after a wild first half, to say the least.
Nick, I'd be remiss if I didn't say congratulations on the new career move.
Oh, I'm
sure you're excited about that.
Thank you.
24/7 Sports.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Starting Wednesday.
Now it's time to start adulting.
I have been just doing it in 6 different places over the past 18 months since I graduated college. We'll begin things over at the second half with Holy Spirit with possession. Here's Roll Villard. Ball poked away. Pleasantville's got it back. Here comes Elijah Jones. He'll take it himself into the paint. Hop step. Blocked away by Joe Glenn.
A little out of control with his footwork there. Trying to make something happen. I understand he's been a little bit shut down in the first half.
I'll tell you what, Dave. Joe Glenn's got to be one of my favorite players to broadcast for high school basketball. He's all over the place.
He's really come a long way, too. If you saw him play 2 years ago, wasn't nearly as confident with his moves on the low block.
3 ball no good for McLaughlin. The cleanup there by Muhammad.
He's always been a good rebounder, but much more sure of himself on the offensive end.
We're tied at 31. Here is Sella. He'll stop and turn. Now Rovillard driving into the paint. Lays one up. Off the glass. No good. Rebound there. Here goes McLaughlin back the other way. McLaughlin driving. Got stripped of it. Got the ball back. Puts it up. Blocked again. And now Rovillard comes away with it. Rovillard the other way. Puts one up. Got it. No contact. Now he's shaking up a little bit. He's limping. Sanchez puts one up, and we're going to whistle before that shot went up.
You can see how comfortable Pleasantville is with this pace, though. This is what they want to do. They want to get out and run.
The verdict is out. They said they don't want nothing to do with number 33. They said they don't want nothing to do with it, right? Yo, right.
Jack Rovillard will inbound it.
Look how I'm singing. Look how I'm singing. Look how I'm singing.
Make some discussion. Head coach Butch Warner and the referee. Coach Warner, none too pleased over there. Gonzalez is going to inbound it. And McLaughlin.
Not sure who that foul was on. Smith?
Yeah, last foul call was on Jameer Smith. We do have clarification. Here's a drive, kick out. Gonzalez, 4-3. Yes, sir!
That's what they want. They want to run and pop out and hit those threes.
Noel Gonzalez puts Pleasantville back on top for the first time since first lead of the ball game, actually. 34-33. Smith over to Glenn. Now Rovillard, left wing. To his brother, Jack, top of the key. Underneath, Glenn kicks it back out. Sella. Rovillard again. Jumper. Nicely done. And Holy Spirit up 35-34.
Real nice possession there by the Spartans. They didn't get too out of control and were patient with what they were trying to do.
There's Muhammad over to Gonzalez now. Gonzalez driving to his right, into the paint. Stops, kicks it back out. McLaughlin, hop step, puts one up, and could not get it to go. Jones the rebound, puts it up. Got it in the foul. Elijah Jones picking things up since midway through the second quarter.
Such a tough matchup there underneath. Even for an experienced guy like Glenn, that's still a tough matchup.
Third foul on Jack Rovillard. And I think the scoreboard might be off. Jones puts that one up. No good. It is still 36-35. Pleasantville on top. But he missed that free throw for the three-point play. Now Sell's going to inbound. Rovillard. Here's Smith to Sella across the timeline. Full court press on for Pleasantville, making it hard. Now we have a timeout from Coach Gillespie over there on the Holy Spirit sideline. 5:36 to play here in third quarter.
Nice start for the Greyhounds here in the second half. Like we mentioned in the first half, that is definitely their style. Get out, run, pop it out, start making some threes. And if they can do that, you know, what you have to be careful of if you're Holy Spirit is don't let them get on an 8, 10, 12-point run, because at that point, you're not going to have the firepower to come back. So they're going to need to keep this a nip-and-tuck game heading into the fourth quarter.
Got to keep it one of those nitty-gritty type games.
Yeah, this is the game you want. You want Pleasantville to go home with a couple of bruises on their arms and make sure they earn it. So they've been doing a great job of that so far.
Some collisions, so to speak. 36-35. Pleasantville on top. About 2.5 gone here in the third. Glad you're with us. Nick Costco alongside Dave O'Sullivan for the 2020 Seagull Classic.
This is the finale. It's been some exciting games, especially today. I know there was some blowouts yesterday, but got to see the Patrick School in the game before this.
Gonzalez with the steal, driving to the hoop, and it's knocked away by Smith, but Gonzalez got it back, and he lays it in for 2. 38-35. Noel Gonzalez, man possessed right now. Sella to Glenn, right wing, back underneath the Sella. Sella drives, lays it in for 2. What a deadly combination when those two are getting it going. Gonzalez, left wing, thought about a 3. He'll stop now.
Yeah, Sella and Glenn really have some great chemistry on the court.
Gonzalez, Sanchez will swing it over to McLaughlin.
A little bit reminiscent of St. Augustine. Holy Spirit kind of packing into a 2-3 zone. Maybe save the legs a little bit.
Gonzalez for 3, off the mark. He airballed it. Overlord, the rebound. Here's Sella driving, paint, and they're going to wave this one off. Foul on the floor.
Yeah, Sella understanding. Points are going to have to come from him, so you saw him get aggressive there, take the ball to the rack.
They're going to get that one on Marquise McLaughlin. It's his third. Now we're going to get another whistle. And I think we just had a 5-second violation. Couldn't inbound the ball. Sanchez
or he might have taken a step when he should have stayed put.
Either way, it's a turnover. And here comes Muhammad. Swinging around, Sanchez. Now Jones. 3 ball for Sanchez, no good. Jones can't get the rebound, it's loose, and it's picked up by Rovillard. Stewart back the other way, lays it up, no good. Clean up there, Rovillard, no good. Picked away by Rosado.
Oh, watch out,
Here comes Elijah Jones, 2-handed slam. Elijah Jones in the Pleasantville sections to erupt here.
That's their game.
No run on the fast break, and Elijah Jones will make you pay. Rovillard driving to his brother Jack. Jack for 3. No good. Rebound there by Rosado. Rosado back the other way. Head full of steam off the glass. No good. Rebound Jones puts it up. No good. Kick back out. And we got a whistle.
It's almost like they try to bait you into that style.
And they're baiting Holy Spirit right now. But luckily for the Spartans, there'll be a turnover after the quick foul on Rosado. That's his 3rd. A couple guys approaching foul trouble. McLaughlin.
Yeah, that's a big one because Rosado is a guy who does so much for you on the defensive end, getting rebounds.
Well, he's got 3.
He's got to be a little careful here.
He's got 3, and McLaughlin also has 3. Henry Rovillard over to Wilkins. Wilkins double team, press on for Pleasantville, and he wisely threw it off the foot of Rosado.
The foul trouble has really not allowed McLaughlin to get into any kind of rhythm. He's typically one of their better outside shooters.
He's not even on the floor right now. Overlord about to inbound it. We got another foul. And Gonzalez can't believe it. That's Gonzalez's first foul. I almost thought they overturned the call because Rosado was clapping so much by the bench.
I think that's kind of a, hey, us against the world type of mentality, and even if the calls are going against us.
Gillespie, long pass, found Glenn. Now Stewart. Here's Smith, left wing. In the corner for Gillespie. Gillespie now he has to pass it off. Gets it to Glenn. Bounce pass. Stewart comes on in. The floater, it goes in.
Great court vision by Joe Glenn, the assist there.
I can't tell if that ball just got away from Stewart and just fell in, or that he actually
planned it.
We'll just say he had the magic touch there. Here's Sanchez.
Planned every bit of that, Nick. Come on.
Jones for three. Couldn't get the friendly roll. Wilkins now. Will corral things. Here's Smith. But 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Got another whistle. Foul on Pleasantville.
Got to start to understand that they're going to call that, so maybe don't be so aggressive at the timeline.
That's Gonzalez's second foul.
Well, game.
Wilkins to inbound it. Got it into Stewart.
Putting some pressure on these young Holy Spirit guards, see if they can handle it.
Stewart was double teamed. Gillespie in the corner. Underneath for Glenn. Ball got poked away. Now Jones comes away with the steal. Pleasantville up one. Jones, head full of steam, coming himself. There's contact there.
I thought they might get it for the offensive, but Smith just couldn't get his feet set in time.
Jameer Smith will get called for the blocking foul.
Jones understood the mismatch, took it to him, and Smith just couldn't get his feet set in time.
Third foul on Smith, so he's approaching foul trouble now. Henry Rovillard coming back in. Gillespie will check out as Jack Sella comes back in as well.
Most likely turns Sella back into the point guard.
Gonzalez, that ball got shot way over him. Long throw from Jones, and now they have to hurry up and cross the timeline. So here's Gonzalez, over to Muhammad. Sanchez now. Rosado.
A little surprised to see Rosado still in there with 3 fouls.
Muhammad at top of the key. Corner for Gonzalez. Thought about 3. He'll drive now. Lost the ball. It's loose. Picked away by Rovillard. Rovillard stops. Passes off. Here's Wilkins driving. Kicks it out. Stewart. That's a 3 ball.
Oh,
he got the friendly roll. That's a home roll right there for Elijah Stewart.
Went around the rim about 4 times before it dropped.
It was called a 3 on the floor. Sanchez with a jumper, no good, and the rebound corralled by Jones. Now it's stolen away. We have a whistle.
It looks like that was only a 2.
Yeah, it looked like Stewart's foot was actually in front of the line, but you saw the referee hold a 3, but they correctly changed it to a 2. So it's 41-40.
Nope, now they're
going to put it back up. Fooling everybody.
Holy Spirit foul.
That last foul on Henry Rovillard. Rosado, McLaughlin back in the game. There's Gonzalez, left wing. Gonzalez drive to his left, stops, hops. Blocked out of bounds by Glenn.
Joe Glenn says, not in my house, not in my kitchen.
Big Joe Glenn, a force to be reckoned with down there. McLaughlin the inbound. Jones lost it out of bounds. Just sloppiness from Pleasantville there.
Yeah, they just really haven't been able to get into rhythm all night. But you see how talented they are. Even when they're not in rhythm, they're still right there in the game.
42-40 lead for Holy Spirit. Here is Stewart. Wilkins. Sella now. Right wing. Stewart underneath for Glenn. Glenn turns, kicks it back out. Sella, that's a 3 ball. Yes, sir! Jack Sella's fired up. 45-40.
Sella is pumped.
Here's McLaughlin.
And why not? You're hitting 3s in the corner.
Gonzalez dribbled to his left. It goes up baseline, and we got a foul. Wait to see the call. That's going to be on.
Should be a shooting foul.
So it's on Joe Glenn. And they'll send Gonzalez to the line for 2. First one on the way for Gonzalez. He got it. (45-41). Second one on the way. 2 for 2 from the line. 45-42. Here's Wilkins up the floor. That ball poked away and almost stolen away by Sanchez. It'll remain Spirit ball.
Now, if you're Spirit here, if you put up a quick shot, you may be able to get 3 possessions out of this because Pleasantville typically doesn't need a shot clock. They're putting it up within 10, 12 seconds of getting the ball.
Yeah, they're fast-paced. Here's Rovillard, dribbling to his left, going baseline, reverse layup, blocked away by Jones, and he'll steal it. Jones to Gonzalez. Gonzalez stopping, turning, now getting over to McLaughlin. Sanchez. 45 seconds. Pleasantville taking a little bit more time here, down 3. Sanchez crossing over. McLaughlin back out to Sanchez, top of the key. Sanchez over to Rosado. Sanchez under 30 seconds to play. From the free throw line, the floater, no good. Rebound Rovillard. Rovillard triple teamed here. Now Stewart, 20 seconds. Spirit up 3. Near the end of the third quarter.
Definitely hold for the last shot here if you can.
Henry Rovillard, guarded by Sanchez. 10 seconds. Rovillard still with the ball. Going to his left, driving himself, coming on in, lays it up, no good. The putback, it's Glenn. 47-42, and we have come to the end of the third quarter as Joe Glenn finishes things up, and it's a 5-point lead for the Holy Spirit Spartans. And we have 8 minutes to play as we approach the fourth quarter.
Got to be happy if you're a Holy Spirit fan. This is the kind of game you want it to be in, high 50s, low 60s. You start trying to match points with Pleasantville, if that game gets up into the 70s and 80s, you're in trouble.
Particularly for Holy Spirit without Christian Kolonowski, the senior guard, out with that foot or ankle injury. He's in a boot right now on the Holy Spirit bench.
You see some guys stepping up, though. Elijah Stewart, Jameel Wilkins, a freshman. So some of these young guys getting the opportunity, and they've been ready for it. Got some fan coaching going on to our right here. Fans typically know a lot more than the head coaches, right?
Yeah, that's right. Jack Sella certainly stepping up tonight for the Spartans.
Tell you what, it's been a tremendous coaching job by Jamie Gillespie with Holy Spirit, though. He's kept these guys focused when Pleasantville's tried to make some runs, called timeouts at the right time, and has got his guys understanding what their roles are in this particular game. I mean, credit to the Rovillard twins. They're not taking a ton of shots. They're handling the ball. They're getting the ball inside to Joe Glenn, so they've understood what they need to do in this game. Guys like Jack Sella knows when he has to try to score some points for this team. Do have to watch some foul trouble, though, particularly with Jameer Smith, the freshman point guard. He's got 3.
And Gonzalez to inbound.
And on the other side, Rosado has 3 for Pleasantville.
As does McLaughlin. Gonzalez inbounds it to McLaughlin.
So we'll see what McLaughlin can do here. If he can get a little bit more involved offensively, that's going to be a tough matchup for Holy Spirit.
Sanchez, McLaughlin, straight on 3, off the mark. Rebound, Rovillard.
He's a rhythm shooter and just hasn't gotten enough shots to get into any kind of rhythm.
I feel like he's barely put up any shots here this evening. Here's Smith, coming out into the paint, kicks it back out, tipped up in the air. Now it's Sella, does corral the ball. Sella, going back towards the top of the key, now he's going to back up. Jack Rovillard, going to find his brother. Underneath Joe Glenn.
Oh, the drop step.
Oh, beautifully done. The spin move.
That's why you worked that 350 times at that big man camp.
49-42. You ever been to big man camp, Dave?
No, have not.
McLaughlin driving into the paint, kicks back out. Miscommunication, could not find Jones.
5'6" doesn't allow you entry into the big man camp.
They're actually calling this Pleasantville ball. And now they correctly overturn it to Holy Spirit ball upon further review.
Upon collaboration.
Rovillard taking up the floor, guarded by McLaughlin. Under 7 to play. Spirit on 7-point lead. Rovillard, Glenn kicks it back out. This is Henry Rovillard in the corner for Jack. He's got a 3! 52-42 with a 10-point lead for Holy Spirit.
Just playing good, solid basketball, Nick.
Just some great offensive setups. McLaughlin for an answer 3, no good, and knocked out of bounds by Rovillard, and Pleasantville will keep the ball. Rosado, right wing 3, off the mark. Good rebound there by Sella.
Pleasantville really hasn't had much success behind the three-point line tonight.
A steal does not happen here. We had a quick foul. And looks like that's Gonzalez. Excuse me, that's the 4th foul now for McLaughlin.
Wow. Tough night for Marquise. Just been in foul trouble. Too much all night to get anything done.
Here's Smith. Gonzalez almost got the steal. Smith crosses him over. Smith coming on in. Top of the key. Driving. Paint underneath. Here's Glenn. One dribble. Blocked by Jones. Here's Gonzalez.
Rejection right there.
Muhammad. Gonzalez for 3. Off the mark. And rebound. Oh, it bounced out of bounds. And last touch by Pleasantville. Pleasantville able to cause turnovers. We're going to have a timeout here from Holy Spirit. I mean, you could see. I mean, Dave, you could see it. I mean, Pleasantville is causing some havoc on defense, but now all of a sudden
able to convert on the offensive
all of a
end.
sudden they're not converting even in transition, which is their specialty.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out how they want to approach these last 5 minutes. I think they need to step up the pressure defensively. Maybe go with some half-court traps, try to get some turnovers. That's when they're at their best, when they're causing turnovers and getting run-out layups.
(52-42) with 5:50 to play here in the fourth
crowd
quarter.
surfing going on over here?
I guess so. Can he make it to the top? You're almost up there.
Only got about halfway.
A shame. Disappointment. I expect more. Particularly in pajamas.
Well, it's still early in the season, Nick, so they'll have time to work on it.
I don't know. It's January now. We're in the thick of it. Pressure on from Pleasantville. Here's Sella driving to his right into the paint. He'll back up. Get it back out to Henry Rovillard. To his brother Jack. Jack Rovillard, right side now.
Definitely going to go into stall mode here.
Into the paint, kicks it back out to Smith. Under 5.5 to play. Holy Spirit nursing a 10-point lead.
Pleasantville is going to have to start taking some chances with some half-court traps. You see Gonzalez come out.
Sella, oh, here's a steal. Back the other way comes Muhammad, and he'll get the easy lay-in for 2.
Starting to sound like I know what I'm talking about here.
Are you better than the fans, but not as good as the coaches?
Something like that.
We'll roll with that for now. Here's Sella. Those traps are on. Sella, followed by 3. Inside, Rovillard, reverse layup. How about that move? Henry Rovillard with the left hand. Spirit back up by 10. Here's Muhammad. Left wing for Gonzalez. Swinging around, McLaughlin. Driving baseline. Puts one up. Got it to go. Starting to see a little bit more back and forth now.
Yeah, Pleasantville really needs to pick up the tempo, get some more steals, some runouts.
Long pass for Rovillard. Got it. Underneath, Glenn puts it up. Got it in the foul. Joe Glenn is hype.
These Rovillard boys have really answered the challenge that Coach Gillespie was talking about yesterday.
A lot of chemistry between them, obviously, and then Joe Glenn has just been big down under the entire night.
No matter how it ends up, Nick, this is really, I think, a statement game for Joe Glenn that, hey, I can be one of the top big men in the Cape Atlantic League.
For the three-point play to put him up by 11. It's good.
He's so clutch from the foul line, too, which is a big advantage.
Gonzalez trying to drive baseline. Will back up and get it back out to Muhammad. Sanchez. Muhammad again. Now Sanchez will back things up. Just over 4 minutes to play. Gonzalez, left wing three. Got it! Oh, lucky roll. 57-49.
Going to need a couple of more of them here in the last 4 minutes.
Lead is 8. Wilkins.
See if these young guards, how they hold up under pressure.
Smith trying to drive over to Wilkins in the corner. He wants a three. In and out. Rebound Stewart. They lost the ball. Wilkins got it back though. Back out to Stewart. Stewart driving. Kicks it out. Rovillard. And now they'll settle things down just a little
play
bit.
by Rovillard.
Waste more time. Here's Smith driving to the right. Hop step. Layup is no good. Glenn trying to get the rebound out of bounds, and it'll be Pleasantville ball.
Nice strong take by Smith there. Just couldn't get the roll. I like that decisiveness, aggressiveness, though. You like to see that out of a young player.
Here's Muhammad. Down the right side. Over to Sanchez. Pleasantville down 8. Muhammad. Driving baseline, cross-court pass, Gonzalez trying to drive in. And we have a timeout called.
Not quite panic time yet, Nick, but they definitely need some points out of this possession. Talking about 3:15 to go. You want to cut that lead, down to 8 points if you can in the next 30, 40 seconds.
Oh, by my estimation of the math, it is 8 points at the
moment.
I'm sorry.
I meant to say 6. Get it to 6 or under.
Much more manageable, yes.
Get it to 6 or under with 2 minutes to go. I think you're
still in the ball game,
fine
absolutely.
if you're Pleasantville.
Now, it does say 5 fouls from McLaughlin on the scoreboard. I don't believe that is correct. We will try to double check on that. McLaughlin right now says 5 fouls. And we are getting affirmed that is correct. So McLaughlin is out of the ball game. Big loss for Pleasantville.
See who they sub in. Looks like Sanchez, we come back in.
No, Sanchez has been in. There's a miscue on our part. It originally was ruled 4 fouls for McLaughlin, and they did update it to 5.
So Sanchez, Muhammad, Rosado, Gonzalez, and Jones now on the floor.
Rosado to inbound. Has Gonzalez. Swinging out for Sanchez. Here's Jones. Sanchez again, straight on 3. Nice. He got it! Jules Sanchez cuts the lead to 5. Under 3 minutes to play. Pleasantville not out of it yet. Rovillard to Wilkins. Wilkins driving fast. He'll step back now. Double teamed. Wilkins still driving to the paint. Lost it, but got it over to Stewart. And Stewart converts.
Here's where you see what you're made of, Nick. Can you weather the storm that's going to be coming from Pleasantville?
Muhammad coming on in strong, puts it up, no good, but a foul going on the way up.
You know a run's coming. It's just a matter of how many points are they going to score that run. Can you do enough to weather that storm and have a chance to win in the final minute?
Wilkins will get called for his first foul of the ball game.
Really impressed with this effort by Holy Spirit, though, when you talk about a team that's playing without arguably its best player. And Joe Glenn really has stepped up. The Rovillard twins, even guys like Jack Stella and some of these young guards have been chipping in some quality minutes.
Muhammad misses the first free throw.
I think if you're Pleasantville, if he makes his free throw, you got to just come out with some full court press.
And they're down 7 right now. (59-52). 2.5 to go. Muhammad. Got it to go. 6-point lead for Holy Spirit.
And here comes the pressure.
We'll inbound it. Sella got free across the timeline. Gonzalez poked it away. He's got the steal. And it's going to be Pleasantville ball as Sella is going to get called for the foul here.
I don't know what this kid eats, Gonzalez, but man, he's got energy for days. He just doesn't wear out.
I'm getting tired of watching him.
Kid just, and for as long as I've seen his entire career, that's always been him. Just doesn't wear out.
.227 to play in the ball game. Muhammad will take it in. Pleasantville down 6. Jones started by a 3. Sella, quick defense. Off the swinging around now. Sanchez. Gonzalez driving, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Glenn. Robillard the other way. Robillard double team, ball poked in, out of bounds it goes, and looks like Holy Spirit will keep possession.
I think Gonzalez found a matchup he liked, but just some real good defense by Holy Spirit there on the baseline.
Robillard to his right. Over to Smith. Smith blocked away by Jones. Out of bounds it goes.
Had a little bit of a three-player trap coming at Robillard there.
Man, you could hear. Man, it was quiet enough in the gym where you could hear the thud of that basketball off the hand of Jones. Robillard to his left, driving, turns, puts it up. No good. Glenn tried to corral it. It's loose. Picked back up by Robillard. Got it to go. Jack Robillard puts Spirit back up by 8. 1:40 to play. Pleasantville quickly. Here's Gonzalez now. Almost a miscommunications. Rosado corrals it. Rosado followed by a 3. Poked away. Here's Muhammad now. Gonzalez.
They got to pick up
Muhammad
tempo here. Take it
driving.
time.
And foul on the way up.
A little surprised they took that long to drive. I mean, take it in there, get foul, you get a chance for points with the clock stopped.
1:22 to play in the ball game. Holy Spirit leads at 61-53.
If I'm Pleasantville, I'd like to see guys like Gonzalez, Sanchez, Muhammad drive the ball in, try to draw some contact. If you miss the free throw, you have the luxury of having Jones there for a potential offensive rebound.
Muhammad to shoot 2. That was the 7th foul for Holy Spirit this half. Second one on Henry Robillard. Muhammad's first is no good.
But if you're going to subscribe to that theory, got to hit your free throws.
And Jack Robillard will check out. Elijah Stewart is back in for the Spartans. Star receiver of the football team. Muhammad, his second one.
Oh, that one rims out.
That one rimmed out. Actually looked like it rolled down in, but it just came out right to the side. 0 for 2 on that trip. 1:21 to play. Stolen away by Sanchez. Sanchez driving, puts one up, knocked away. And still a scramble for the ball. Who's got it? Jump ball. We'll see. As Glenn and Gonzalez hit the floor.
Got to start thinking about at what point do you start fouling. You're down 8 with minute 14 to go, but Pleasantville typically doesn't take that long on possessions anyway, so
they have one foul.
They may not have to start fouling until maybe 40 seconds, 35 seconds.
Next foul puts Spirit in the bonus.
I think you trust your defense here, at least for the next 20 to 25 seconds.
Overlord inbound. Stewart. Sella dishes it. Here's Glenn. He'll waste more time.
Smart play by Glenn.
They'll kick it back out to Smith.
Could have had a layup, but kicked it out.
Miscommunication. That ball goes out of bounds.
That's why you put the pressure on some of these young guards and see if they can handle it.
Up the floor goes Sanchez. Pleasantville down 8, less than a minute to play. Muhammad. Gonzalez, long range 3. He's got it. Noel Gonzalez cuts the lead to 5 with 49 seconds to play in the ball game. Pleasantville not dead yet.
That's a big shot. That really changes things. Now you can afford to rely on your defense a little bit longer before you start fouling.
All right, good game here. Had back-to-back good ones here at the Seagull Classic. We witnessed before the Patrick School, #1 team in the state of New Jersey. National power.
Fun to watch a team with that much talent. You typically don't see those kind of teams in South Jersey. And, man, it was a treat for the fans here to get a look at one of the top teams in the nation.
Also one of the more bizarre one of the more bizarre fourth quarters you'll see. They actually do reset the clock, by the way. 52 seconds are now back on the clock, so they added 2. But you saw head coach Paul Rodeo.
We had time to, go over our grocery shopping list.
We could have talked about
about what we did
holidays,
over the holidays.
How the holiday break was going. Well, we saw Paul Rodeo
was almost
5.5
minutes.
5.5 minutes, at least 5.
Where the Patrick
held the ball
at half court.
Yeah. He had one possession. One possession.
Basically, 75% of the fourth quarter was
one possession.
Us watching players for the Patrick School just standing around, and you don't typically see that too much in high school basketball.
I'll have to dive into more of that theory of that strategy because I've never seen that before in my life. Long pass from Glenn up the floor to Smith. Smith comes on in, lays up. Oh, and he's fouled hard into the seats, and he's hurt. He gets back up. He was fouled hard, man, and he seems to be all right.
Welcome to varsity basketball, son.
My goodness. Hard foul. That's the difference between middle school and high school basketball right there.
Big difference there.
47 seconds to go. He'll shoot
that's
two.
A gimme in 8th grade.
Kids will let you go for that. Kids will let you go for that one. On the way, Smith nails the first.
Make that leap to varsity. You end up in the student section 2 rows deep.
Took a hard tumble.
But hey, give him credit. Steps up, knocks down a free throw.
Something's going on. I think Glenn had to wipe off something. Bit of a cut on his shin. Needed a towel.
A little bit of a floor burn there, maybe.
I guess. I could see it on his right shin.
Got to go with the volleyball knee pads.
Well, Rovillard has the right idea. He's got one of those. He's got a shin protector, not quite soccer-esque, but it's a sleeve. Put a little padding on the front. Here's Smith for his second. They're up 6. That's to put them up 7. In and out. Rebound Jones. Still a 2-possession game. Muhammad up the floor. Going fast. Jones steps. Drives in. And he lost the ball. It's picked away by Rovillard. Rovillard.
Got to start fouling now.
They'll call a timeout. 62-56. 34 seconds remaining in the ball game. Holy Spirit's still on top.
If I'm Pleasantville, I'm fouling right away because their possessions only take 5-6 seconds anyway. So, you're going to need at least 2 possessions to tie anyway. Why not extend and give yourself as many possessions as possible?
Nope. It was a Holy Spirit timeout. Coach Gillespie going over what they could do to try to waste more time here. Both teams in the bonus at the moment. They would be shooting 1-and-1s. So if you're Pleasantville, as you mentioned, Dave, they probably have to start fouling right away.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Butch Warner, I'd say maybe 4 seconds to try to get a steal on this inbounds. But once you see that clock hit 30, just start fouling. Because Pleasantville can get the ball up very quickly and get quick shots off. So 30 seconds could be 4 or 5 possessions for them.
It's almost an eternity for them.
Yeah.
Sella to inbound. Finds his man Rovillard. Trying to get a steal is Pleasantville. There's the foul. So we'll walk the floor.
You take a shot for a steal on the inbounds. You don't get it, go ahead and foul.
Elijah Jones get called for the foul. It's his second. And Henry Rovillard will go to the line for two. Or excuse me, for the 1 and 1. First one is no good. Rebound Jones. 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Pleasantville down 6. Gonzalez almost stolen away. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez driving. Hop step. Lays it up. No good. And a bouncer goes. And it is discussion. Holy Spirit ball. It's a delayed call there. 20 seconds to play. So if you're Pleasantville, got a foul.
Absolutely.
Sella inbounds Rovillard. Rovillard around everybody. Now he's finally fouled. Hits the deck. 17.9 to play.
Well, you hit your free throws, you win the game at this point.
That foul on Sanchez is third. Henry Rovillard shooting 1 and 1. Got the first. 7-point lead. Rovillard's second is no good. Rebound Jones. Jones to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, head full of steam. Going to the hoop, got it to go. 63-58, 5-point lead. The clock is ticking, they have to inbound it. Might be too little too late now for Pleasantville. Stewart is fouled with 2 seconds to go.
Yeah, they needed to hit a couple threes there in the last 40 seconds. Just couldn't get it done. But man, what a job by Holy Spirit keeping a team like Pleasantville under 60 points. This is a team that scored 90 points in a game in December. So tremendous job by Holy Spirit.
Well, a lot of fans are hitting the exits now with 2 seconds to go in the ball game, as Stewart will go to the line to shoot 2. Stewart missed his first. Second one on the way. It is good. Gonzalez.
That'll just about do it.
Take up the floor, just chuck it up. It's no good. And now we have a whistle. And there's the buzzer. That will do it. A little bit of confusion here at the end of the ball game, but that's going to end it here tonight. And your finale of the Seagull Classic. The hometown Holy Spirit Spartans defeat the Pleasantville Greyhounds 64-58 to end the 2020 Seagull Classic Showcase.
Always a pleasure, Nick. And great job by Holy Spirit. Really a signature win for this young team that's trying to put it together through some injuries.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Big thanks to Matt Ulmer for setting us up with the equipment and producing this broadcast as always. Big thanks to our good buddy Mike Frankel for hanging out with me for our first game of this triple header. My broadcast partner, Dave O'Sullivan of Glory Days Magazine. I am Nick Costco saying so long. Once again, your final score from the final game of the 2020 Seagull Classic. Holy Spirit 64, Pleasantville 58.